Breaking news! Recently, some news came out that caused a stir on the web. I'll tell you all the details of what's going on here. But before that, if you're happy with Dan Campbell's leadership, click the like button and comment below. What do you think should change in the Lions to win this Super Bowl? Are you happy with how the team is doing? I want to know your opinion. The Detroit Lions completely dominated the Minnesota Vikings with an impressive 31-9 victory in Week 18. And after the game, quarterback Amick Robertson gave a powerful message that instantly went viral on social media. And it's something every Lions fan needs to hear. With everything on the line, the NFC North title, the top seed, home field advantage in the playoffs, Robertson stood out and delivered, shutting down one of the league's top receivers, Justin Jefferson, holding him to just 3 receptions for 54 yards. But it was what he said after the game that hit home for many fans. Robertson stood in the Lions locker room, surrounded by his teammates, and said, "I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I thank all of you guys, because you gave me a chance to show what I can do when they tried to bury me. But they can't bury what comes from the dirt. We're going to get this big one. We're going to keep working. I love you all. I appreciate you all." Goosebumps, right? This team isn't just playing to win. They're playing with heart, with grit, and with an unshakable bond. That message sums up exactly what Dan Campbell has built in Detroit: resilience, loyalty, and sheer determination. This win wasn't just about clinching a playoff spot. It was about making history. The Lions finished the regular season 15-2, the best record in franchise history, clinching the NFC's top seed for the first time. Ford Field will be rocking as the playoffs pass through Detroit. The energy, the passion, it's all there. A big part of that success? Running back Jahmyr Gibbs. He tied a franchise record with 4 touchdowns in that win, scoring 3 in the second half alone. The guy is unstoppable. Gibbs finished the regular season with 20 touchdowns, making history alongside legends like O.J. Simpson and Marshall Faulk for his insane dual-threat production. Now, we can't ignore the challenges ahead. The Lions have been dealing with a lot of injuries, with key players like rookie cornerback Trayon Arnold, guard Kevin Zeitler, and defensive lineman Pat O'Connor all leaving the game with injuries. The first round bye comes at a perfect time, giving the team a chance to rest and recover before the divisional round. But let's talk defense. This team really stood out against the Vikings. Robertson's blocking coverage on Jefferson was elite, and the entire secondary brought the heat. On the other hand, Jared Goff had a tough game, throwing 2 interceptions, but there's no doubt he'll bounce back when it matters most. So, Lions fans, the stage is set. Ford Field is going to rock. The energy is electric. Detroit is 2 wins away from making history and finally making it to the Super Bowl stage. We want to hear from you. What do you think of Amick Robertson's viral message? Do you think the Lions have what it takes to go all the way? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What a season it's been for the Detroit Lions. A 15-2 record, back-to-back NFC North champions, and now the #1 seed in the NFC playoffs. It doesn't get any better than that. But it wasn't just about the wins. It was about the heart, resilience, and culture that Dan Campbell has built in this locker room. And nothing demonstrated that better than last week's dominant 31-9 win over the Minnesota Vikings. Cornerback Amick Robertson stole the show with his blocking performance, holding star receiver Justin Jefferson to just 3 catches for 54 yards. After the game, Robertson's emotional message rocked the entire locker room and quickly went viral on social media. "They tried to bury me, but they can't bury what comes from the ground," he said. If that doesn't sum up the grit of this team, I don't know what does. But it wasn't just Robertson who shined. Jahmyr Gibbs was unstoppable, scoring 4 touchdowns and setting a franchise record with 20 total touchdowns this season. Gibbs has been electric all year, proving why he was worth every bit of that first-round pick. Even with David Montgomery out, Gibbs has stepped up in a massive way. Now, let's talk about the big concern: injuries. Head coach Dan Campbell provided important updates on several players. The good news? Trayon Arnold and Kevin Zeitler are both day-to-day and have a solid chance to be ready for the divisional round after leaving the Vikings game with minor injuries. However, defensive lineman Pat O'Connor's calf injury doesn't look as promising, and cornerback Carlton Davis and linebacker Derek Barnes are expected to miss the entire postseason. The bye week comes at the perfect time for the Lions. Not only does it give the team time to rest and heal, but it also secures home field advantage at Ford Field during the NFC playoffs. Can you imagine the atmosphere when this crowd is cheering on a team in a playoff game? Electric doesn't even come close. And speaking of leadership, offensive coordinator Ben Johnson continues to catch the eye of teams around the league. The Patriots, Bears, Jaguars and Saints have all requested interviews for head coaching positions. Johnson's creativity has transformed the Lions' offense into the NFL's highest-scoring unit this season, averaging an incredible 33.2 points per game. The players love him, the results speak for themselves, and while we don't want to lose him, you have to respect his rise. The path to the Super Bowl has never looked brighter for the Detroit Lions. The culture is different, the talent is undeniable, and now, with a week to rest and the city behind them, this team looks unstoppable. So, Lions fans, what do you think? How confident are you heading into the divisional round? Do you think Amick Robertson's fiery speech was the spark this team needed? And can the Lions keep this momentum going all the way to the Super Bowl? Head coach Dan Campbell made headlines this week with an impassioned defense of his defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. Glenn was instrumental in the Lions' success, helping the team secure an NFL Best 15-2 record and the top seed in the NFC following a dominant 31-9 win over the Vikings. Campbell didn't hold back, saying, "Aaron Glenn is as good a coach as you're going to find, and an even better human being. If nobody wants him, I'll hire him again. I can tell you that right now." But the idea of going through another cycle and him not being someone's head coach is ridiculous. Glenn's defense completely shut down the Vikings, holding them to just 3 field goals and no touchdowns. He's now reportedly scheduled interviews with the Bears, Jaguars, Saints, and Jets. Saints legend Drew Brees has even publicly endorsed Glenn as his top choice for the New Orleans job. The 52-year-old has been in Detroit since 2021 and has coached with the Saints and Browns. His NFL playing career spanned 15 years, including 3 Pro Bowl selections. If Glenn lands a head coaching job, it would be a well-deserved next chapter in his impressive career. Now, Lions fans, let's shift gears to a potential offseason move that could make headlines. With the Tennessee Titans recently firing GM Ryan Carthon, the Lions could have the perfect opportunity to target wide receiver Trayon Burks in a trade. The former first-round pick was a standout at Arkansas, posting 1,104 yards and 11 touchdowns in his final college season. However, injuries have limited his impact in the NFL, with Burks playing in just 5 games last season and totaling just 34 yards on 4 receptions. A fresh start in Detroit could be just what Burks needs. The Lions already boast one of the most explosive passing attacks in the league, ranking second in passing yards per game with Jared Goff leading the charge. With Allen Robinson and Tim Patrick potentially leaving this offseason, Burks could provide the size and versatility that Dan Campbell loves in a young playmaker. At just 25 years old, Burks still has plenty of potential, and given his injury history, he could be a bargain if the Titans focus on rebuilding. Of course, any moves would have to wait until after the postseason, as the Lions prepare for what we all hope will be a deep Super Bowl run. Detroit is currently the betting favorite to win Super Bowl 59 at plus 320 odds. But Lions fans, what do you think? Should the team make a push for Trayon Burks in the offseason? Will Aaron Glenn land a head coaching job? And how will that impact our defense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and let us know. And remember, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all things Detroit Lions. Go Lions!